It is said that kindred do not dream, that when we lie down each night, there is nothing, only a shadow of what mortals speak of as dreams, a fleeting glimpse of what we once were. This is not true, for we dream, and our dreams are more than shadows, they're reflections. They are nightmares. This night, Chris dreams. He dreams of a world covered in serpents. The thin, dry scales pressing against the sky. If you claw open the ground, tear into the brick and mortar, you will see them there, slithering, a tangled weave, like a tapestry of hissing creatures. In mythology, it says that the world is circled by a snake, a serpent constantly eating its own tail. Chris was told by the only other kindred that ever told him anything that this is not true, that the serpent is not encircling the world, it is struggling to break free, that this world is a prison, a gilded cage made by powerful beings who want nothing more than control and complacency. He thrashes within the bathtub of the Hilton Hotel, blood tears trickling down his face. Memories of his time with Savina bubble to the surface. The cruel game she played to enlighten him, to shake him out of the prison that the Aeons had made for him, to wrench him away from the normality of this world, the traps that have been ensnared, morality, family, friends. The revelations, as she called them, were painful, dislodging what he believed was reality. He shakes and curls, coiled within himself, weeping. As much as he tries to forget those terrifying nights, the allure of them scares him most. The problem with temptation is that your conscious mind knows how wrong it is, but you can't help but delve deeper. He awakes. Uncomfortably, he crawls out of the plastic tub, stretching his hand against his neck, trying to work some feeling into his lifeless body. With a start, he suddenly realizes where he is. The alcohol worn off from the previous night, like it has so many nights. He was in a bathtub of a hotel room in which he did not order, and the night past seems to trickle in slowly as he rubs his eyes and looks at himself in the mirror. splashing water on his face, images of the wolves chasing him through the park, of the mysterious fiend that saved him for promises of future repayment. To the young woman, the kindred who spoke to him of laws and rules, of this vampire society in which he was part, this prince, this war. Chris didn't know anything about a war. The only war he was told of was the war against the Aeons. But the other vampires were their gatekeepers. And if this is the case, how long before he gets caught into another prison? Who should he trust? The teachings of a sire who he despises? Or these unknown kindred, as they call themselves, with their own schemes and their own rules and their own war? Neither. He can't let himself be detracted from his task. And if he can't trust anyone, well, he knows a few people he can count on. And so he gets up, takes the shower head and washes away the vitae, watching the red cloud within the water and swirl down the drain. Showers and dresses. Peeks round the room. Checking the sun is fully down. The city stretched out in this opulent hotel room. He looks around. He can't stay here. Lady Sheridan seemed to be genuine in her responsibility of showing him her way. But he's not sure about those who she answers to. This prince, whoever he is, has his own agenda. He might know Savina. They might be working together, for all he knows. And so, taking his rucksack, he starts taking out a few plastic bags and filling the contents of the hotel room. Anything small and carryable, the statues on the table, the toiletries, soap, shampoo, the lamp, the hairdryer, the alarm clock. He strips the hotel room bare of anything valuable. And starts to head out. Attempting to slip past the hotel guests. Bags laden full of stolen goods, from towels to wires, to even the Bible, tucked away within the desk drawer. He slips out unnoticed. His powers of obfuscate make it easier to not be noticed. Even laden, he heads out to the hotel without even anyone giving him a second look. Heads towards the car park. Looks for a quiet corner. Takes out one of the coat hangers and starts to jimmy the lock of one of the cars. With a grunt and his immense strength, he pulls the door forward, throwing the bags into the back. He goes underneath the dash box and starts to hotwire the car. The car zooms to life. He's had to do this a few times with his different aliases. Sometimes the old training comes in handy. Pulling out of the car park, he starts heading downtown through the New York traffic. He knows the response times for these sort of things. He'll have a good few hours before anyone starts checking through the computer bases, especially this time of night. It won't be until the next morning when the plates will need to be changed if he wishes to keep the car at all. He moves to the Upper East Side. And he's going to roll his streetwise to no other place where he might be able to hawk this stuff. He goes towards a pawn shop within a rotten part of the neighborhood. The buildings are crumbling away, pollution streaked. No urban regeneration here. Just sour-faced people, caught within their own little world, refusing to see anything because it was too much trouble to get involved. Dragging the bags into the shop. There's a portly man, looking more like a swine than anything, with his small eyes, upturned nose, and jarring cheeks. He takes a look at Chris and paws through the items. He knows where it's come from. Well, what do you think I'm doing here? You think I'm sort of crook? I'm sure that we can come to a price. The two haggle for a while. The guy peels off around $100. It's not the amount that Chris wanted. He was hoping for a lot more. A bit more cash in his back pocket will always help him. But he was in a rush, and certainly didn't have the time to shop around. He takes the bills, palms off the sundry items, the gaudy art, and other useless knickknacks that he has swiped from the hotel, and heads back to the car. He drives to the streets, parking a little way off. He goes to the Manhattan PD to see his friend, Mitchell. The two had worked together on numerous narcotics cases. He was his partner for a couple of months before he got transferred to Manhattan. The guy was going up in the world. He knew how to play the game, the endless bureaucracy and red tape, which Chris refused to play, to his detriment. gets pushed forward to his cubicle, a tiny little space bedecked in files and folders, and his annoying little bobbleheads in which he fills his workspace with. Chris smiles, moves forward, clasps man's hand. My word, Chris, look at you. On a job again? Good, Chris thought. He hasn't heard. Yeah, well, it seems my case has come all the way to your neck of the woods. I was hoping you could help me out. Oh, sure, man. What is it you need? My guy's looking for a contact within the city. I'm hoping that we can bust forward to the real players within New York. See out where the supply's coming from. You mind if I have a look at your computer? Hell, man, why can't you use your own? Chris shrugs, thinking of a convenient lie. You caught me. I'm on suspension. I'm all locked out. They won't let me through it. Gotta have vacation time. But you know how these things, crooks ain't gonna stop for us. If I don't continue this now, they're just gonna get away. I mean, damn the supers, huh? You never change, Chris. Always with the job. Yeah, sure, you can have a look. We've got a few busts going on. Mainly around Harlem way, but there's certainly plenty of activity in the Bronx. The Jew chat for a while. Chris starts pouring through the investigative papers, the mugshots and the minor arrests, trying to pinpoint a general location, trying to figure out the names of who are the big players in town. Their role is intelligence and investigation. Good, Chris thought. It seems that most of the trade is happening through Brooklyn. He goes through some of the informants in that area, circles some of his own contacts. Should work nicely. The drug trade is a small community, especially when it comes to addicts. They'll hop over, walk miles to get for the cheapest package. Chris heads out the police station. He thinks of the badge that's within his backpack. The badge that made him so proud. Fighting the war on drugs. A war of attrition. He had no idea that the sides were stacked so badly. That immortal creatures of the night have their own stake in the economy of this city. Brooklyn, then. He heads towards a payphone. Starts calling up some of his contacts, seeing if he can get any information on the Brooklyn scene, who to talk to, which streets to go on, who's holding which package. He has a general idea. A good place to start. But now he has to think of other matters. Keep his head down from the other creatures. He has no idea what's in Brooklyn. Plus, this prince is probably not going to take it well that he's run off from his hospitality. And he hopes to God that there's nothing worse out there waiting for him. Time to find someone to lay my head. Maybe I can find these fuckers.